Air travel can be stressful, but choosing the right seat can make or break your experience. In this guide, we'll explore which airplane seats you should avoid and why, along with tips to make your journey more comfortable. Whether you're flying domestically or internationally, these insights will help you navigate the increasingly tight confines of modern air travel. The last row, a seat of compromises. No recline. The most obvious reason to avoid the last row is the inability to recline. Being stuck upright during a long flight can be uncomfortable and lead to neck and back strain. Slow exit. Sitting at the back means you'll be the last to deplane. This can be particularly frustrating if you're in a rush or have a connecting flight. Connecting flight issues. Airlines often allow bookings with tight connection times. If you're in the back, the delay in exiting the plane could make you miss your next flight. Always consider extra time for connections when selecting your seat. The row in front of the exit row. Limited recline. Seats directly in front of exit rows often do not recline as they need to leave space for emergency access. Uncomfortable positioning. Lack of recline can make these seats feel cramped, especially on long-haul flights. It's worth checking Seat Guru or similar resources to verify seat configurations before booking. Bulkhead seats. Limited storage. Access bulkhead seats might offer extra legroom, but they come with a significant trade-off. You can't keep personal items at your feet during takeoff and landing. All items must be stowed in the overhead bin. Mid-flight hassle. Retrieving items mid-flight can be inconvenient, especially if you're seated next to other passengers or if overhead bins are full. Aisle seats not always ideal. While they may seem convenient, they come with their own set of problems. You're exposed to foot traffic, carts, and the occasional bump from passengers or flight attendants. Plus, on some flights, aisle seats have less under-seat space due to equipment like electronic boxes. This can make it challenging to fit a standard backpack or tote bag. Middle seats, the least popular choice. Crowded and claustrophobic middle seats are universally disliked for their lack of personal space. However, they do offer the small perk of access to both armrests. If you're traveling with companions, middle seats can be manageable, but solo travelers should avoid them when possible. Window seats, a double-edged sword. If you tend to get up frequently during a flight, avoid window seats. Climbing over other passengers can be awkward and inconvenient. On the positive side, the curvature of the airplane's fuselage provides a bit of extra space to lean against, which can be useful for sleeping. Seats near lavatories can be, well, a bit of a mixed bag. First off, there's the noise and odors. Being close to the lavatories means you'll hear the constant opening and closing of doors, and unfortunately, you might catch some unpleasant smells. Plus, these seats are in high-traffic areas, making it harder to enjoy a peaceful flight. So, if you're looking for a quieter experience, you might want to steer clear of these spots. Now, let's talk about seats on planes with unique configurations. Wide-body jets, for example, can have rows like 252. If you find yourself in the middle of that 5-seat block, it can be, well, pretty uncomfortable. Long-haul flights on such planes can feel especially restrictive. To avoid this, it's a good idea to research your plane type using resources like Seat Guru. This way, you can identify rows with less legroom or obstructed views and choose your seat wisely. And finally, an interesting quirk to be aware of: Superstitious Row Omissions. Many airlines skip row 13 due to passenger superstitions. Some planes may also lack rows 14 through 19 to accommodate different aircraft configurations. While this may not affect your comfort, it's definitely something curious to note the next time you fly. First-class seats. Not always worth it. While first-class seats on international flights often offer luxurious perks, domestic first-class seating can be underwhelming. The added cost might not justify the slightly better snacks or minimal improvements in comfort. If turbulence bothers you, sit near the front of the plane. Seats closer to the nose tend to feel less of the bumpy effects than those over or behind the wings. Adjusting to modern airline changes. Many airlines have reduced the size of seatback pockets, limiting what you can store. Plan ahead by keeping essential items in an easily accessible bag. Increasingly, underseat storage is being encroached upon by electronic boxes. Consider lighter packing or reconfiguring your carry-on strategy. General travel tips. Use tools like Seat Guru to study your aircraft's layout. Each airline configures its planes differently, even for the same model. Minimize what you carry on board to make the most of limited space. While drinking water is essential, plan bathroom breaks strategically if you're seated far from the lavatory. Choosing the right seat can make a significant difference in your travel experience. Avoid the seats mentioned above when possible, and take advantage of tools and resources to ensure a comfortable journey. Whether you prioritize legroom, easy access to restrooms, or a quick exit, understanding seat configurations and their implications can lead to smoother, more enjoyable flights.